Hello, everybody. My name is Matthew, and I am a YouTuber with my own scientific creations. Starting off, I would like to say that I am Iron Man. Why, you may ask? Well, I may not have a high-tech suit, but like Tony Stark, I would like to use my inventions to help make the world a better place, starting with energy. Because energy is what makes the world be able to grind its gears. Energy is what I will provide. As we all know, the world is in dire need of energy, especially in places like some parts of Africa or in villages on the mountains. And I would give a personal story on how it feels to be without energy, but to be honest, I have close to zero experience with that, except for maybe like power outages or something. But during those few minutes of power outages, it really does feel like we went back in time a few thousand years, like we turned into fossils. And even though I've never been to Africa or any mountain villages, I've watched tons of National Geographic documentaries, and I can tell the world really needs a Tony Stark. Well, luckily, some smarty pantses from the past have introduced us to an already existing solution: perpetual motion machines. Now, the term perpetual motion machines might be a little bit hard for our teeny tiny brains to understand, but perpetual basically means never ending. So a perpetual motion machine is a machine that can go on and on and on and on and on without stopping. Now, you might think, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Problem solved, I guess. Well, unfortunately, these machines don't actually work because they break the laws of physics and they aren't efficient enough. Since perpetual motion machines suck, I needed a real solution: triboelectricity. I'll assume everyone is very interested and is thinking, whoa, that definitely sounds like you made that up. So, how does it work? Well, triboelectricity is the electricity that comes from friction, like how when you rub a balloon on your head and then your hair starts sticking to it. Yeah, I plan to use that electricity for energy. How will I do that? We'll get to that later. For now, let's explore the motion and appearance of the triboelectric energy converter. My love for Hot Wheels and science led me to an awesome idea. Ever since I was an itty-bitty toddler, I've always loved Hot Wheels toy cars. And from all my speeching and talking earlier, you must already know that I love science. I am also a YouTuber. So when you put all those elements together, you get a curious 13-year-old wondering, can Hot Wheels give me any inspirations on my idea? So I turned to my old friend YouTube and did some digging. And then I found it: the Hot Wheels Particle Accelerator. Now, the motion behind it is to put a toy car in a circular track and have it keep on spinning and spinning really, really quickly using boosters. I plan to make my future machine kind of like this. In fact, here's a demonstration of the motion. So here, I have a circular track here that is orange and 2 boosters. What I'm going to do is turn this on, and then I have a toy car here. So what's going to happen is I put this toy car in, and it keeps on spinning. Wait. You guys might not see it, but oh, wow. So to be honest, that machine I made is totally trash. So it looks like I'm not yet a billionaire genius with a metal suit. Anyways, that machine obviously is not perfected yet, and it took countless tries for it to even work. I even brought it to school to work on with my science teacher, so it did take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Well, not actually, because it didn't bleed and I didn't cry, but you get the point. About 2 minutes earlier in my speech, I said that I plan to use the energy from the friction, and that spinning motion earlier plays a key part in this. You saw how this car tried to keep spinning around the track, right? Well, my future machine will be the same. It'll use an object like a giant steel ball and have it keep spinning around a track. And when it does that, the ball and the track rub against each other, creating friction. And then from friction, we get triboelectricity. And then we get the energy from that electricity. Yeah, everything I said earlier is really cool. And let's say that instead of exploding instantly, this machine actually works. What might we get from this? I know, energy, duh. But what can it be used for? Oh, you couldn't imagine. We'd have much better technological advancements. We'd have electric cars that can go on for way longer. We could pay less electric bills. We could even replace coal factories because we don't need that anymore. We can just use this for energy. And we could have rockets that fly for farther distances and at faster speeds. But most importantly, the places that did not have energy before will never have to worry about that problem ever again. This all sounds really great. And there's a question. How large of a scale will it affect? Let's put it this way. Iron Man's arc reactor, that blue glowing thingy in the middle of his chest, can power an entire neighborhood of 50 whole houses for an entire lifetime. Of course, my machine is far from Iron Man's arc reactor, but it should be able to power the entire Empire State Building for about a week if it were large and fast enough. Though, there is one thing that Iron Man and I can both not avoid. Challenges. Iron Man's challenges are the large amount of supervillains he has to face, like a large-chinned purple bad guy named Thanos. My challenge is that I'm limited by the technology of my time. For now, there isn't a way to get the machine to spin fast enough to create large amounts of energy. And even if I were able to do that, the whole thing would still blow up due to the large amounts of energy. We would need to be able to make boosters as strong as rocket thrusters, all the while providing a steady amount of energy and prevent the whole thing from going kaboom. Again, my wish is to provide energy for everyone and be the next Tony Stark. I don't know if I'll be able to live up to or make as big of an impact as a fictional character, but with your help, yes, you, the audience, I'm talking to you right now, you guys can help me. We can all be heroes, and every little action counts. Turn off the lights when you leave a room, unplug devices, and use energy-efficient appliances. We can all be Avengers by saving the Earth's energy and helping its people. My wish is to use my inventions to help make the world a better place. I am Iron Man. Thank you.